Hey, how's it going YouTube? This is SilverBeanie here, bringing you guys the Week 2 Team Builder for the PMC Pokemon Masters Club. Your Crystal Palossands this week are taking on the Lawrence Talonflames with a very scary team once again up against ourselves. Let me get my opponent's name because it has escaped me, and that is not helpful when I'm trying to talk about them right now. So give me 2 ticks and I'll get that up for you guys so I know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Garchomp the God, aka Austin, and the Lawrence Talonflames. That's who I'm talking about. And oh my goodness, look at their team. I thought last week was scary. Last week was crazy. This week is insane. Speaking of last week though, if you did miss last week's match, definitely go and check it out. Spoilers are going to be mentioned, so you know, I've already mentioned that it was crazy, so you need to go and check it out. Go check out last week's match. It was the first match of the season, and it was a belter. Absolutely insane, brilliant match. Definitely go and worth checking out. But this week, we got another scary team ahead of ourselves. We got a Tapu Koko. A Tapu Koko, for crying out loud. Like, who said that was okay? Tapu Koko, base 130 speed, one of the fastest mons in the game, fastest mons in the draft. And base 115 attack, 95 special attack. Very rarely is this thing physically offensive. 9 times out of 10, it is especially offensive. But Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, you know, Volt Switch, hidden powers across the, coming out the wazoo. You cannot prepare for a Tapu Koko. Put it this way: as soon as it gets that terrain up, Thunderbolts are doing twice the amount of damage. Near enough. You know, if it's Specs, if it's Scarf, I mean, I doubt it's Scarf, but if it's Specs, you know, I mean, it's crazy. It is actually crazy. So, not looking forward to taking this thing on. Not looking forward to it at all. But Tapu Koko is here, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We've also got a Hawlucha. Hawlucha is probably the bane of my existence, if that's the right term. Hawlucha is one of the scariest things on his team. You wouldn't think it is a Hawlucha. But Hawlucha is very scary. If it gets an Unburden boost, it outspeeds everything on my team regardless of what's scarfed or not. And it wrecks big time. If you don't know, typically with Hawlucha, it usually has some sort of berry, like a citrus berry or something like that. And once that's used, then it gets a boost. Its speed doubles basically once its item is used. And it's already fast. It's base 118 speed, base 92 attack. And with a max speed, you know, or something similar, it's going to hurt. And typically, these things are paired very well with things like the Tapus, like the Koko, Bulu, you know, Feeny and Lele, etc. Because what these tend to have on them is, rather than having like a citrus berry or a lumberry or something like that, no, these now have seeds. These have either the electric seed, you know, the grassy seed, psychic seed, etc. In this situation, I reckon it's going to be holding the electric seed, which I will tell you what the electric seed does, because up until looking into this, I had no idea that such an item even existed. But in the electric terrain, it raises the holder's defenses by 1 stage. What? So the terrain's up, straight away, Hawlucha comes in, oh look, terrain activated, hey, let me give me a defense boost. What? So really, these things are most likely going to be specially bulky to support the fact that they're going to be physically bulky the minute they come out on the field. It's a very scary mod. I didn't actually realize how good that was. Now I understand why Hawlucha is such a good pick, because of its ability and because of everything. Because then Acrobatics does twice the amount of damage, and Acrobatics already hurts. High jump kick's gonna hurt. If it's trying swords dance in my face, that's gonna hurt. If it tries and set up roosts, that's gonna hurt. All kinds of these crazy things from a Hawlucha. It's insane. So I'm not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that in the slightest. We don't have a lot of switching to a Hawlucha that's gonna use a high jump kick. Well, we do, but you get what I mean. Necrozma's next. Necrozma. Why not have a Necrozma? Very scary thing. Speed-wise, not so much. Just base 79. But base 127 special attack with 107 physical attack. And then its HPs and its defenses are pretty decent. Necrozma is a very scary one. Not looking forward to this thing. Pure Psychic type though. But it gets Photon Geyser. And Photon Geyser is I'm pretty sure it's a signature move. I'm pretty sure only Necrozma gets it. But it's a physical. So it's Frosting Guys is a weird one. So it's a special move. Okay, it's a class special, base 100 accuracy, 100 power. But it's a physical move. If the user's attack is like if the user's attack ignoring burns is higher than its special attack. So it's almost like a beast boost but without the boost. Because it basically, if your physical attack is higher than your special, then the attack becomes physical. But if the special attack is higher, then it becomes special. If that makes sense. It also ignores the target's ability. And then if it's if it's got a Psychic EMZ on it, then it's that base 180. Okay? So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that because that's a very scary move for us. And if it tries to set up things like Calm Mind, we're going to be in a tricky spot. We are going to be in a tricky spot. So it gets also things like Knockoff, it gets Stealth Rocks as well, it gets all kinds of craziness. So that's going to be a challenging one. 100%. Going to be a challenge. So we're going to have to try and find a way to take that on. I'm not looking forward to that. We've also got the Incineroar. Now, Incineroar, pretty much, I think this is like one of the first few leagues, but Incineroar has now become absolutely insane because it now has access to Intimidate, which it never used to have before. Intimidate has been officially released, and it can now intimidate everything on the field, which has now bumped its, usefulness up quite high. Base 115 attack, base 95 HP, 90 in its defenses. Insane. It's slow as hell, but defensively and offensively, it's a monster. And with an Intimidate drop, means it's going to be able to live a hit a lot easier. Incineroar is a tricky mom. I'm not looking forward to taking this thing on. Not looking forward to it at all. I've got a few counters, so I'm prepared, but I'm not looking forward to it. Really not. Fire Dark, really good typing. It handles a few things on my team, one way or another. So it's going to be tricky. I'm not looking forward to Incineroar. I'm really not looking forward to handling that. But also another fun fact: Incineroar is also one of his 2 Z users. Speaking of Z users, his next Z user is Haxorus. That Haxorus is his next Z user, also his next pick. Pure Dragon type, base 97 speed, 147 attack. Absolute monster, literally. Its design is amazing, I have to say. I love Haxorus' design. But defensively it isn't great. But offensively, it is destructive. Oh my goodness! If it successfully gets something to increase its speed, because I don't know if this thing gets some. Does this thing get agility? No, it doesn't. It just gets Dragon Dance. So if this thing successfully gets a Dragon Dance up, it's going to pretty much outspeed most of my team, and I cannot have that. If it gets 2 Dragon Dances up, then it's game over. It's just we just call it GG. I don't know what I can do against this thing. I suspect it's coming. I really do. I do suspect it to come. But I'm not looking forward to taking this thing on. Not at all. Dragonium Z Dragon Dance. Dragonium Z Dragon Claw Outrage. It's gonna, plus it gets things like Poison Jab. It gets access to Earthquake. It hurts. Not looking forward to Haxorus. Along with his Mega. He's got a very scary Mega. One of the fastest Megas available. In fact, I say one of the I think it is the fastest. Mega Aerodactyl. Mega Aerodactyl, base 135 attack, base 150 speed. It outspeeds everything on the team. You got no chance of outspeeding it. And it's just scarfed. And it's just nasty. It's nasty. Tough Claws once again. Very similar ability to our Lycanroc. Boosting those stab attacks, Stone Edge. The only benefit with this thing is it doesn't get any priority, which is amazing, thank God, because if it did, I think it would be broken. But it gets Earthquake, obviously it gets Aqua Tail, which is insane. It gets Wing Attack, which is relevant. I think Flying type attacks, it doesn't have that long, because it doesn't get Brave Bird or anything like that, which is awesome. I think the best thing it gets is Aerial Ace. Yeah, it gets Aerial Ace, and I think Wing Attack, and that's as good as it gets. Maybe Sky Attack as well. Sky Attack is quite good as well. But yeah, it's a very scary one. Another very scary one. Moving on with scary, he's got an Excadrill. One thing I've noticed with his team though, he's got a very consecutive team. This guy, he's prepped well. But an Excadrill. Not looking forward to this thing. Base 110 HP, 135 attack, 88 speed, Mold Breaker, you know, if he gets up a sandstorm from somewhere, I mean, he's got a few things that can use it, benefit from it, then it's going to hurt. So we've got to try and work our way around it. Earthquake's going to hurt. Rapid Spins is only, I think it's his only spinner. I think he has defog on a couple things as well, but this is his only spinner. So if we can get rid of this thing, hazards are going to stick around, which is awesome. But Earthquake, you know, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rocks, if he wants to use this as a hazard setter. Not looking forward to Executor. Yep, that's it, it's an Executor. Next up is Tangela. Tangela I'm not too worried about. Tangela is normally Eviolite if it's brought. Defensively, physically wise, it's quite scary. Special, not so much. Special attack is big decent, 100 special attack. But I'm not worried about, really not worried about Tangela. Like, not at all. If it comes, it comes, and we'll just deal with it, but I'm not worried about Tangela. It's a Tangela. Moving on next to it, though, is a Seismitoad. This thing is going to be a bit tricky, because it's quite bulky. Ground water type Seismitoad, poison type Swift Swim, water absorb. Most likely going to be bringing the water absorb to counter things like Regelicent, other things. But it gets access to obviously like things like Earthquake. It gets Stealth Rocks, Scald, Toxic. It can fall. It can be annoying. Not looking forward to Seismitoad. I'm more worried about just taking it out rather than actually getting rid of it rather than actually getting a hit off. Because I just feel like it's going to be very bulky. You know, it's gonna keep recovering itself. It's gonna keep, you know, stalling. So that's the only thing I'm worried about Seismitoad. Otherwise, I'm not too worried about it. One thing else I'm not too worried about, just again more worried about taking it down, is the Wheezing. Wheezing is gonna be a bit tricky because it's Levitate, so I can't hit it with the ground type moves. The only thing I can hit it with Psychic type moves. Fun fact: I'm not actually bringing any. No, not. So this could be interesting. But Wheezing normally physically defensive, and then sometimes because to support its physical bulk, they usually run it special, like maybe with Belt Vest or something like that, Black Sludge. Base 120 physical defense, and then 17 in split F, and then 85 in its special attack, so it's pretty decent. But Sludge Bomb, Will-O-Wisp, you know, Torn, Toxic Spikes, Pain Split, etc. Standard stuff with a Wheezing. I'm very familiar with Wheezing. I've used it before, and it's very, very good. It's very bulky, very tricky to take down. It's not something that hits hard. You know, it's just more something that's annoying. You know, it's annoying to get rid of. That's the problem with Wheezing. So, again, as I said, I'm not worried about getting rid of taking hits from it. I'm just more worried about taking it down. And then, last but not least, Ursaring. Now, Ursaring's an interesting one. Very, very, very powerful. Base 130 attack. Speed when defenses wise, not very good. But if it successfully gets its ability up Quick Feet, which I'm pretty sure doubles its speed, if I'm not mistaken, with Quick Feet. Yes, no, speed increases by 50%. So if it does run max and it's got Toxic or Burn on, then it's going to hurt my team because Close Combat, Crunch, Facades, Earthquakes, and all the above can one way or another wreck my team. So we have got to be careful with Ursaring. If it does get if it does get a hazard, what's the status? That's the term. If it does get status, then we've got to be careful about taking hits from it. But that's his team. Now we can talk about our team. I need to get quicker. Man, nearly 15 minutes talking about his team. I've got to get quicker. I'm going to try that further. I'm going to try and be quicker for this. That's too long, I think. Jirachi is our first mon that we're bringing. Very similar set to last week. However, two main differences. We're bringing Play Rough and Drain Punch this week. Play Rough is specifically for that Hawlucha and the Haxorus, and then Drain Punch is there for the Excadrill, the Ursaring, and the Incineroar. Drain Punch hurts them. U-turns, obviously, we need Switch Initiative to get around. Iron Head, Okos, which is amazing. Okos, the Aerodactyl, amazing. And it does about 50-60% give or take to the Tapu Koko. Very nice. So we can really try and wither his team down. I never actually nicknamed my team fixed for our next match. I never actually got nicknames on my teams. This is annoying. But Omega, Lycan Rock. Omega is coming. Choice band this week. I learnt my lesson. We're not bringing the Lycanium Z from last week. We are bringing the Choice Band. I feel like it's going to be so much better. I've been running calcs like crazy, and I tell you now, Choice Band hurts. A Choice Band, a Cell Rock, for example, hurts. It OHKOs, fun fact, the Aerodactyl. Choice Band, it's insane. I tell you now, Stone Edge, a Cell Rock, and Drorun is going to wreck his team. Crunch is specifically for that Necrozma. It's the only thing that's going to hit. Otherwise, I'm not really worried about it. Stone Edge hits pretty much everything else, but Cell Rock's going to hurt everything. Stone Edge hurts the Tapu Koko, and Drorun OHKOs it. So we've got a very solid core there, because like with this thing, if we can successfully hit Choice Band on just sweep, it's gonna destroy souls. It's gonna be great. But we've got to make sure I keep Lycanroc back, and the idea is to keep it back till last minute. And then I come in and just hit Choice Band of Celerock and just clean up the remaining. That is the plan. I've got to make sure I leave Lycanroc to as late as possible in the game. Otherwise, the game's over. Making her debut, though, is our beautiful Ninetales. Ninetales has got a nickname, actually. I have given Ninetales a nickname. I have forgotten it because I never actually wrote it down. But I have got a very nice nickname for this thing. And I'm going to put it up right now for you guys so you guys know ahead. You guys get a little preview of our beautiful nickname for our Ninetales. Let me get it up for you right now. Give me 1 sec. It's somewhere. I will find it. Bear with me. Bear with me, all right? Because I've got to dig through a few different things here. So hang on. It's not on there. It is on there. There it is. And our beautiful Ninetales is nicknamed Sakuran. Sakuran is here. Sakuran is also our one of our Z users. We have either Lycanroc or Ninetales. There are 2 Z move users. This week we are bringing Lycanium. Wow, we are bringing Firium Z Ninetales, Drought, Fire Blast, Solar Beam, Will-O-Wisp, and Nasty Plot. Fire Blast destroys this entire team. A Fire Blast in the sun, Firium Z. Obviously, we only get to do that once, but against this entire team, it will destroy everything. Only thing it won't destroy, obviously, is against the Incineroar and the Seismitoad. Everything else, one way or another, gets hit big time. Solar Beam is there, obviously, for the Seismitoad. And then Will-O-Wisp is there for everything else if we need to hit it. And then Nasty Plot is there if we're in a situation where we can set up. So it's very situational based, but max speed, timid nature, max special attack. It's going to wreck some souls, and it's going to be amazing. Galvantula is here. Gasteric is coming back. Thunder, Bug Buzz, Giga Drain, and Sticky Webs. Very similar set to last week, except no hidden power eyes. Instead, we're bringing that Giga Drain. Giga Drain again for that Seismitoad. It also hits the Excadrill. But otherwise, Thunder and Bug Buzz hits everything else. Sticky Web is there if we again got a situation where we can hit the webs up. But this week, I've learnt my lesson. We're going to bring Focus Sash because webs are going to be so crucial against the Tapu Koko and that Holucha. Actually, wait, no, Holucha's a flying type, so ignore the Holucha. But against everything else, it's not a flying type or levitating, mainly the Tapu Koko. Web's going to be crucial. If we can get an opportunity where we can safely get Galvantula in and his dedicated defog or rapid spin is gone, we are clicking that Sticky Webs. We need to get rid of any kind of hazards. We need to set those hazards on his field before that Koko comes back in. So that's going to be a very important moment. While we run Focus Sash, so we can guarantee get that up, or obviously we lose it. So that's the reason for Focus Sash this week. Our Mega Venusaur is coming back. This time, slightly different set. This time, Synthesis bringing Leech Seed, and instead of Knockoff and Giga Drain, we're actually running something completely different. We're running Sludge Bomb and Earthquake. Earthquake hurts his team like big time. And Sludge Bomb, fun fact, does about 70% to a Tapu Koko. Obviously, he's got a Steel type to obviously with the Excadrill, and he has got the Weezing to spin into. So obviously, we've got to be careful around that. But I thought Sludge Bomb fits so much better with this team rather than Knockoff or Giga Drain. He's got too many resistances for Giga Drain, so it just didn't seem worth it. And Earthquake hits this team very hard. We are bringing in Sassy again this week. Max Bidef this time. He's got a lot of special pressure with that Tapu Koko. So we're bringing Max special attack. Also that then Necrozma, because Necrozma is the one thing that can pretty much destroy our Weavile. So we're wanting to run max per def so we can live a little bit. A little bit physical defense investments and a little bit of HP investments to obviously kind of support the physical and block side. And then we've got a little bit of attacking bit. Just so Earthquake does at least 50% to things like Mineral and the Tapu Koko if we're in that situation with Earthquake, whatever reason. So it's going to be very important. Very important this week. I'm very excited with this actually. We're bringing the Jellicent back once again. Very similar set again to last week. Most sets are going to be very similar. This week, however, I'm not running Water Absorb. Instead, I'm actually going to be bringing Cursed Body. Because the only thing that's going to hit me with a water type move is the size of it, and I really don't see it going to go like safely go for that. Plus, I thought if we're in a situation where he hits me with any attacks, we've got a 30% chance of disabling that move. And I thought the chances of that happening actually would be, especially if he hits me like with the Halucha, goes for acrobatics or something, we can potentially obviously like remove one of his moves. I thought Cursed Body was better this week. We're running Skull, Shadow Ball is normal, and then Ice Beam for the Haxorus. But Skull hits everything else in this team. Shadow Ball, you know, hits the Cosmo plus most other things. And then Recover Stall just if we need to. Similar again set to last week, except we're running a little bit more investment into max physical defense and 156 in HP, and then just 100 in its in special attack just to kind of boost, a little bit of a boost. But that's the team for this week. I feel much more confident with this team than we did than for last one. Last week's team, I felt like, as brilliant as it was, I felt like it was a little bit rushed. This week, I feel a little bit better. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But huge shout outs to my front office team for helping me out build this team and stuff, as they have for every team that we built. So huge shout outs to them. But that's our team for this week, guys. Let me know how you think we're going to get on. Let me know who you think is going to be our MVP for this match, and let me know who you think from their team is going to be the MVP. You know, who's gonna get the most kills, like who's going to be the most annoying to deal with. Let me know down below. But with that, guys, I am going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you guys did enjoy. Match will be up tomorrow. But until then, I'm SilverBeanie, and I'll catch all you beautiful people next time.